So, welcome everybody. Wow, it's booming. I'm happy to be here, and I know everybody's probably feeling a collective, a little bit survival guilt, but the good news is we're all here and we're all building. So, on that note, I'd like to introduce you to Personal Digital Spaces. We're a property rights protocol for the information economy. Also attending are my co-founders, Edward Jaskovsky and Igal Vayner, both of whom have had decades of experience delivering essentially the scaffolding that propels our information economy today. What we do and what we're addressing is a big problem, and it's a problem I've been working on since the dawn of the internet and the beginning of the web. It's trust. A lot of discussions earlier today were about how do you trust the web? How do you trust crypto? And how do you, when you're moving around online, what information is collected, what information is shared, how you get paid for it? We've seen a lot of issues around this. I know that many of you may have read about the Walking Dead lawsuit, where they're trying to, get paid for the intellectual property, around their movie as it moves through the economy. Also, we've noticed in the NFT marketplaces where there aren't ways to pay creators as the NFTs move around on websites. In the Web 2 world, we've also noticed that the infrastructures like terms of service agreements that are easily changeable by the platform sort of bring people on under one set of terms and then later change their terms and monetization programs and leave people high and dry. So what we really wanted to focus on is how do you create a system of trust? Shouldn't everybody understand when they're sharing their information and IP on a platform or across platforms, how do I say, this is mine, this is how I'd like to offer it, and this is how it needs to get rewarded? And how do you make sure that that's not just taken care of on a single platform, but in the Web3 world, when your information is moved across entities and across platforms and across chains? So a real-world situation is, say, a creator creates an NFT or an avatar and a bunch of additional, assets, and they'd like to move them not just onto one platform, but use them across many platforms. We've created a system where you can, very different than NFTs or coins, it's not just simply a buy-sell of a particular item. We create a system where you title it, you license, then you can attach licenses to it for how that item can be used, and you can also exchange value, all on the chain. So when everybody looked at the blockchain and said, this is a great distributed ledger for crypto, we looked at the blockchain and said, aha, this is a great distributed ledger for IP. And being able to quickly and easily know who owns something, and also what kind of terms are related to that item's use, and how do you, on-chain, not requiring an exchange or a marketplace within an application, how do you make that connection between what's available, who wants it, and how does it get paid, all within an application? We created something for developers by developers. Okay. So we created something for developers by developers. It's an API. It's not something that you would be required to know anything about smart contracts or blockchains. We're blockchain agnostic. We run on a layer across all blockchains. Open for questions.
Thank you, Lori. Will?
Sure, thanks so much. Can you walk through exactly what the mechanics, so as I understand it, there's an NFT that represents some intellectual property. What actually is the contents or the metadata of that NFT?
Sure, the content stays, this is a super great question. The content remains in the content system, either in a database or a content management system. The metadata about that is registered on-chain. Who owns it, and then all of the additional licenses are also exist on-chain using our APIs. So you register the asset, you attach licenses, all of that on-chain, and then there's literally a buy-sell fabric that also is on-chain. So it doesn't require third-party settlement.
And are those, so the URI to the underlying content, is that in a decentralized file storage system, or is that in your the PDS servers?
Everything is running on a layer of smart contracts that are out on the nodes, right? Actually, all of our business logic and all of the transactions are decentralized, running on nodes.
Got it.
And the other thing I'll tell you is I am the least technical of all three founders.
Sure, that's okay.
So anybody that'd like to really understand the architecture and how things are running, please check us out. We're at a table out there.
Yep.
But I'd love to take a deep dive on that.
Awesome.
So my questions are really around actually getting your product to market. What kind of companies are you seeing adopt this? What does your traction look like?
Yes, we've been adopted mostly. We started out in the healthcare industry, so being able to share information that's HIPAA compliant, so that actually information about a patient, although it's stored within a hospital's system, and they have the ability to have a license to their data, and within an application share it to whomever the patient wants to follow up on care. So we've worked with a number of hospital applications and medical applications. We've taken for a very large foundation. We've managed healthcare records across many different clinics that for Rohingya refugees. Hundreds of thousands of people that don't have access to healthcare do it. And all of their information is licensed to them and registered to them on the blockchain. So when they show up at a clinic, they can scan their face, and all of the information about all the clinics that they've ever went to just magically shows up in an app, all through licensing.
Do you mind sharing what stage of the company you're in? When was it founded? What stage in financing are you, as well as what traction are you seeing with customers and in the development of the technology?
Absolutely. We started out actually solving problems using this technology in a family incubator. And we founded the company in 2017 with real customers and applications in the healthcare industry. We have applications and enterprise customers using us in media, healthcare, public safety. One of the companies that's just launching on our platform is a digital evidence management system, so that instead of you have a virtual evidence room, just as secure as a real evidence room, and it's virtualized, so sharing evidence across many different jurisdictions and many different companies. So we have dozens of real applications and enterprise customers working on our system.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Lori. Give them a round of applause.
Thank you so much.